G and Matty on Big G Country.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Big G and Matty. I'm Big G, and here's Matty.
Yeah, and welcome to a brand new year.
Matty, you're naked.
What do you mean?
Nobody's going to recognize you.
Why?
The Matty hat. Where's the Matty hat?
Oh, my.
I mean, come on, folks.
What, am I not wearing pants?
No, it's your hat. Those of you who have listened to our radio show for 16 years and now have started to follow us on YouTube, Matty is never without a ball cap.
Yeah, you're right. I must admit, it's almost like going commando.
Going commando.
Well, me without a hat.
Well,
wait a minute. My hat?
Yeah,
hold on.
You could have a hat and still go commando, Matty, because you've always said that you're out there. So you know what I mean?
Well, my hair was all coiffed up, and I even manscaped again for you.
Oh, did you?
All right. Are my wings in? All right.
Yeah, your wings. Okay, now that's Matty. That's Matty. All right.
Good to go.
We're good to go. Let's explain to some people out there that we are recording this program just before the lockdown started, so that's why we're not wearing our protective gear here, but we're all safe, and we've been tested, by the way. My right nostril is
okay.
My right nostril is still a little sore. Have you had that test?
Yeah, I have.
They'd stick that thing right up into your eardrum.
It hurts a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. Are you kidding? The guy finally said, I said, stop. He said, where? I said, just before my brain. Are you kidding? Tears were rolling down my face. And the guy said, oh, it's got to stay there. It's got to stay there, Big G, for 15 seconds. That's the longest damn 15 seconds I ever had in my life, buddy.
Yeah, but you're okay. You survived.
I did survive, yes.
And now that we are on that topic, remember, folks, to stay vigilant.
Yes.
All right? Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Keep your social distance.
Wash your hands.
Exactly.
And manscape.
Stay healthy.
Okay.
I manscape every day. Well, not every day.
It's a good start to our second program. And let's say right off the bat, Matty, how happy we are that all of you who have tuned in to the first show and have shared the information and programming and hit that subscribe button. We'll tell you in a little bit more about how to subscribe both to YouTube and to our audio podcast. Now, for those of you listening on podcast, obviously you didn't see what we just did with Matty's, recognizable hat. But you can go to YouTube. We'll tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Hey, I'm excited about today's program. Wow, are we ready to turn it up or what?
Yeah, looking really forward to today's show. And, of course, special guests. We mentioned this last time out. We're going to have a lot of great people joining us during the course of the Big G and Matty show. As a matter of fact, today, one of our old-time friends, Mark Potter, is going to drop around. And, man, we've been together a long, long time. And our other good buddy is with us today as well. Ricky Storms is going to pop in and do a tune or two for us. So it's going to be fun.
Over the years, both of these individuals have become really good friends of ours. And both Mark and Ricky have come to our aid. We host a lot of fundraising for kids in the Eastern Ontario area. And both these guys have showed up and come to help us at lunches we've had and golf tournaments we've had and things that we've hosted. So our friends are welcome here at the table with Big G and Matty. And also today, hey, we're going to have some fun with our Kookoo Criminal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not only that, but a weird and wacky story for you. And I think you might remember this story from our radio show a few years back, but I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It's got something to do with an extender.
An extender?
Mm-hmm. That's as far as I'm going to go. I don't want to spoil the story. All right?
Yeah.
That's an inside joke.
I haven't even heard it this time, and already I'm breaking up. It's a funny one, that's for sure. So you're going to want to stay with us here with Big G and Matty. And not only that, I'm sorry, did you
Go
want
ahead, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to talk about hockey.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to do.
Okay, see that? We think alike after all these years. But hockey is supposed to start as we sit here taping today. We're not sure if it's going to start in January, but let's say it is.
Well, the tentative date is set for January 13th. That would be the start of the NHL hockey season with a 56-game schedule, and hopefully there's going to be a Canadian division. How exciting is that?
Well, that's really exciting for you because maybe the make-believes might win a few games.
Or the have-me-nots might even win a couple. But don't get us started on that.
Are we on for the $10 like we usually are?
For sure.
Okay, every time the make-believes play the have-me-nots, then we're on for a $10 bet. And, of course, the Maple Leaf fan is sitting right here. Where's your Maple Leaf
I forgot
hat?
my hat, but I'll be wearing it next time for sure because the hockey season will hopefully be underway.
He bleeds blue and I bleed red. But nevertheless, so we've had this fun over all these years. And let's hope that both teams do okay this year. But let's face it, it's a Canadian division. So you got, like Vancouver and Edmonton and Calgary and Winnipeg and Toronto and Montreal. I mean, who do you think, Matty? Are you gonna go out on a limb here and make a prediction?
Yeah, with all the additions the Maple Leafs made during the offseason,
Yep.
Toronto all the way.
Now, when I say this man bleeds blue, I mean you don't want to go to the man cave and watch a Toronto Maple Leaf game with him because he's had the fourth TV in there in the last 2 years. Those beer bottles can fly really fast at that TV.
Well, my friends, years ago, when the Leafs were in the playoffs, I'd get a little upset when they lost.
Wait a minute.
I'd throw stuff.
Back up. A little upset?
Well, instead of a real brick, they bought me a foam brick to throw at the TV because it didn't do as much damage.
I guess not.
But we're going to win that cup this year. I got a feeling. We've got Jumbo Joe now. Wayne Simmons gives us a little toughness.
Yeah.
TJ Brody on defense. Zach Bogosian. I'll tell you, man, we're looking good. I'm looking forward to this year.
I guess so. Not only that, he was looking forward to 1967, but that's the last time you've had to look forward to any Toronto Maple Leaf team.
I watched hockey when it was in black and white.
And listen, I'm outnumbered today, too, because isn't Stormzy a Maple Leaf fan, too?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think just about everybody's a Maple Leaf fan,
Oh,
right?
no, they're not. No. I was that kid that was born and raised in Toronto that had a Montreal Canadian shirt out playing ball hockey on the street. When every other kid had a Toronto Maple Leaf shirt, I was the kid wearing the Canadian shirt.
Hey, you know what? Another friend of ours really, is a Canadians fan as well, and that is Mark Potter.
Yeah, he certainly isn't a Maple Leaf fan.
No. So he's going to join us on this program today, and I hope you'll stick around for that. It's going to be a great show. Hang in with us, Big G and Matty.
Potter actually, has been my, he's helped me with my investments over the years.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, no, wait a minute. The man made me a millionaire.
I know he made you a millionaire.
Yeah.
So what else did he do?
Well, he started with $2 million, but he made me a millionaire.
So he only lost $1 million on you.
That's all.
Right, yeah.
Okay, let's get the show going here today. First off, for all these years, and there's some people out there that that old saying, "Here's your sign." Well, we call him the Kookoo Criminal. So right now, folks, on the big show with Big G and Matty, here's the Kookoo Criminal of the Week.
Time for the old Kookoo. Bank robbed with a vibrator.
Okay.
Pittsburgh man robbed a bank on Monday using a sex toy.
Yeah.
Aaron Stein, 35, allegedly walked into a PNC bank in the Pittsburgh suburb of Crafton, stated he had a bomb, showed the teller wires hanging out from his shirt, and demanded cash.
puts a whole meaning to this as a stick-up, doesn't it? He drove off in a white Toyota, which was soon pulled over on a ramp to northbound Interstate 79 by the cops.
Okay.
Now, inside the car, officers found money in a garbage bag, and beneath the front passenger seat, they found the device.
Okay.
A pretend gadget he made out of a box, black tape, a vibrator, and a cell phone. It was detonated as a precaution.
Yeah.
He walked up to the teller and said, This is a stick up.
Yeah, I bet you. I bet you there was a lot of buzz about this about this story at the bank, Matty.
I'll tell you this much too.
Yeah.
His defense is going to be a little shaky.
There you go. That's the Kookoo for you. And each and every week we'll have a Kookoo Criminal because it's one of those, here's your sign.
Yeah, no shortage of Kookoo criminals out there. And like they say, they walk among us.
They do. Listen, right now we're very happy to have our first musical guest on the program. And he's with us on the Big G and Matty music set here in the studio. His name is Ricky Storms, and Rick's a good friend and has come to our aid many times with the charities that we have, associated ourselves with and helped over the years. And this is a very special song. And I know, Matty, you come from a military family.
Right. Yeah.
You yourself briefly were in the military.
Exactly.
So why don't you introduce this song, because I know you know a lot about it.
Well, as you mentioned, Ricky's a great supporter of Big G and Matty over the years, and I got to know Ricky really, really well, and anybody that knows Ricky understands the fact that he is a very talented fellow, one-man show, to be sure. But this man wrote a song in support of our military a few years ago, and if you haven't heard this song, I'm sure you'll be very touched and impressed. A song called The Highway, a song dedicated to all of our fallen comrades and our military personnel out there today and yesterday. Here's Ricky Storms.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to do a song right now I wrote. It's called The Highway, and I want to dedicate this to the military, the families, the sons, daughters, and friends and neighbors, and hope you enjoy it. It goes something like this. Highway named just for heroes. It's a ride nobody wants to take. Honor for all the fallen. It's the drive the soldier wants to take. So when you're driving down the big old highway, you look at the flags waving proudly in the sky. Think how lucky we all do live in this country of freedom. It makes you want to just stop and cry. Well, they named this highway for the heroes. They named this highway for the lost. They named this highway for the sons and the daughters, and for the families who were handed the Silver Cross. So when you're driving down the big old highway, you Look at the flags waving proudly in the sky. And think how lucky we are to live in this country of freedom. It makes you want to just stop and cry. Yeah. Well, they named this highway for the heroes. They named this highway for the lost. And they named this highway for the sons and the daughters, and for the families who were handed the silver cross. Well, they named this highway for our friends and our neighbors, and they named this highway you and me. And they named highway for the soldier who lost his life. And for this country, we can all be free. This for the country, this for the soldiers, so we can all be free.
Well, there you go, Ricky Storms.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What a wonderful tribute to our military. And we really appreciate what you do, Ricky. Thanks again.
And in our area where we are in Eastern Ontario, we have a military base here in Kingston, Ontario. And history depicts the military presence here in Kingston way back into the 1800s. So that was a great tune. Thank you again, Rick. Well, you know, I know that it's COVID, and I know that everybody's in lockdown, and it's a tough time for everybody. But you know what, Matty, we're going to get through this.
Oh, I know.
And,
yeah, we're going to turn the corner.
And, you know, to help everybody get through it is laughter, is just trying to find the lighter side of life right now and get through there. We're home. I don't think there's a better time to do a YouTube or a podcast program than right now because everybody's at home. So we want to make you laugh also. We want to, we want to lift your spirits. So each and every day on our radio program, we had what we called Weird and Wacky.
Oh, yeah.
And especially this one, eh, Matty?
Yeah, it's a great story. I think you'll get a kick out of it. And we've played this originally on our radio show a few years back and got a lot of remarks, and people keep asking, well, play that extender again, that guy. And, actually, Big G spent a lot of money on this guy.
Wait a minute. No, hold on. No, that's not true. But let's maybe it is. Let's play it. We'll see for sure. Here's our Weird Wacky.
Story about a Kuala Lumpur man.
Yeah.
Who purchased, I don't know how to put this exactly, one of those enlargement devices.
Oh, you mean? Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Yeah. So it's a male enhancer
enlargement
device.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the guy went online.
Yeah.
And then he went to police when he received a magnifying glass in the mail instead of the device. This disgruntled customer, known only as Ong, paid $140 for the device.
For the magnifying glass.
Okay. According to officials, the instructions that came with the package read, "Do not use in sunlight." Then the man had to go. He was sending money orders to a Nigerian prince.
If you're gonna be a scam artist, you may as well have a good sense of humor, I guess.
Can you imagine the guy's face when that just came in the mail. Opens it up, and there it is, a magnifying glass. Right. Oh, there's your device, buddy. Anyway, just thank goodness.
My, that is funny.
Thank goodness. Big G wasn't the only one who fell for this.
That was funny.
Hilarious story.
That was funny for sure.
And I just happened to have a little plastic magnifying glass, Biggie, I found on the floor of your truck.
Yeah, thanks. And the sun's not out, so it won't burn me. Anyhow, listen, talk about, buying something like that. It happened to me once and only once. I've never bought anything off TV, Matty. And I've never called the 1-800 number to buy anything, right? I'm old-fashioned. Go to a store and buy it. But this night, about 2 in the morning, I'm watching TV, and I had the urge because the most perfect thing came on television.
You had the urge.
Spray-on hair. Spray-on hair
Yeah.
was being offered for $10 a can. And what it promised was that this little bald spot on the top of my head.
What do you mean little?
Well, it's not so little now, but back then it was. And so I bought this can of hairspray and it arrived one day, and I was all excited because I was going to go into the radio station, take my hat off, and everybody was going to say I had a full head of hair. So my wife and my daughter sprays this on the top of my head. Into the station I go, get into the control room, doing my show. You guys are popping in and out and the whole deal like you normally did. And I'm going like this, I'm going like, hey guys, how you doing? And all of a sudden it got to be very warm in the control room.
Hot.
And the next thing you know, little paint was running down the side of my head, this brown paint. And what happened after that?
Well, one of our star salesmen, Wayne Whaley, walked in. He saw you with this paint running down your face, and he said, Biggie, where did you get the new hairdo? Did you buy it from Color Your World? And, of course, these days, they'd be calling you Rudy Giuliani.
I know. Did you see what happened that day, too? Yeah. And you know, when I was watching that run down the side of his head, I thought, I said, Rudy, I know exactly what you're going through. Oh man, that was a funny day for sure.
Well, I'll tell you something else, because our guest today, one of our guests, is Ricky Storms, and everybody or anybody that's ever heard Ricky play, they say, man, does he ever sound like Travis Tritt?
Yeah,
right?
I know.
And he loves Travis Tritt. It's his favorite artist, and he does his songs so very well you'd think it was Travis singing. But maybe we can get Ricky to do a song again one of these days soon, if not today. We'll get him to do Where Corn Don't Grow. Yeah. Right? And in Biggie's case...
I know where you're going with this.
Okay,
go ahead.
We'll get Biggie to do a song Where Hair Don't Grow.
Okay.
We're having some fun.
Yeah, listen, the next guest we have on our program is a guy who has been on our radio show for many times over the years. And when you're on vacation, he would take your spot, or when I'm on vacation, he would take my spot.
Always a big hit.
Yeah, and we're going to welcome him to the program right now. Hey, Mark Potter, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Potter?
Hey, nice to see you guys. Big G, Matty. Welcome to Out of Retirement. Nice to see you guys back together again. We've sure missed you in the morning, so nice to see you now on YouTube and on your podcast. And it's great you have old Mudflap Potter back on here again. You guys carried me for 15 years, so nice to be back.
Well, there was a few times I had to fire him, but other than that,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that Titanic line got you in a lot of trouble with the Biggie.
Yeah, got me into a lot of trouble. A few laughs though, too, Matty.
Oh, yeah.
So listen, how's retirement going? Do you guys still get up early in the morning? Everybody I talk to, they ask me that question. Do those guys still get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm thinking you probably don't, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, let me tell you right off the bat. Is there a 4 o'clock in the morning?
You know what?
Because I haven't seen it in a while, I can tell you.
You know what? I do get up every morning at 4 o'clock. I'm not kidding. It's like an alarm clock that will not shut off.
Yeah, but that's getting up for a pee.
Yeah. Does that not count?
No.
Oh, okay. But my dogs want out at that time in the morning also. And the reason is not because they have to pee, it's because they want a cookie, right? So they know if they go out and they come back, they get a cookie. So I make sure I have them in my pocket when I go to bed at night.
Hey,
But, I still get up before. Now, I do go back to bed, yeah.
at 4 o'clock in the morning, they're not the only one that wants a cookie.
But I can't, I mean, to tell you, Potter, I can't believe the good shows that are on up until midnight every night now, rather than just after 9 o'clock, right?
Well, there you go, right? Yeah, it's a whole new world for you, that's for sure. So listen, I want to congratulate you guys on the new show, but also I want to congratulate you on picking the worst time in the last 100 years to retire. So congratulations on that.
We're going to try and get things turned around here in 2021.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping so. When you guys had the last bash, I guess it truly was the last bash, right?
It was, yeah.
I hear from people all the time about that party, and from some folks that said, you know what, that's the best party I've ever been to. And it was a great time. Of course, you were right there front and center as usual.
I was, and you stayed to the end, Matty. Big G went home about 10 to 9, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny part is, Mark, I did stay till the end, and then we went out to Denny's afterwards for the Grand Slam, right? Or what do you call it? The Grand Slam, yeah, the Grand. And I mean, I couldn't even eat it all. And for me, I tell you what, that I was tired. I could have fallen asleep right there because I think it was past 11.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So, well,
He had his moons over my hammy.
Yeah. So listen, also we were talking a little while ago about the NHL, and you being a wonderful Maple Leaf fan, I was just wondering, just to tell people who are watching this, but for years Mark was on television and sports here in Eastern Ontario. And if anyone slammed the Leafs, it was Mark Potter. So the whole Leaf nation here hated this guy with a passion, right?
And you still do. They haven't forgotten Big G. They still do.
But so what do you think?
You're still a wanted man in Leaf Nation.
Yeah. What do you think about this NHL thing?
Well, first of all, the NHL season, I think it's going to be difficult to get through this. The playoffs last summer went well, but of course they had the bubble, right? I mean, everybody was contained. They were in Toronto or Edmonton, and it worked out great, but it cost too much money, and the players were away from their families for a couple of months. So, we see the problems the National Football League has had. It's going to be an issue, I think. I mean, I hope they can get through and play the season. I think as big a hockey fan as I am, quite honestly, I think it would be better if they just didn't play. Like, just wait till next fall and play next fall. The same for junior hockey. I think the same thing. So we'll see what happens. I know Matty's excited because, Joe Thornton, who's almost as old as Matty, he's going to... they got Wayne Simmons and TJ Brody, and they've done a complete flip there, Matty. I mean, they were going with youth and speed, and now it's all about grit and experience. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, I'm not sure Thornton can play.
Yeah, a little toughness, that's all.
Just to say that when Domi was playing and all that, they had some toughness. And now when the Leafs got into a fight, the worst thing was they got a 2-minute penalty for hitting the guy with their purse.
Yeah.
Well, they certainly found that in the playoffs. They need some truculence, as Brian Burke would say. But I'm still not sure about the goaltending. I've said this forever, that, and you know this, Matty, Frederik Andersen, he can't win in the playoffs. He always lets in a horrible goal at the wrong time. And there was a lot of free agent goalies available over the course of the summer. Of course, Montreal picked up Jake Allen, who I think is going to really help Carey Price. But I still don't think Frederik Andersen is the guy. And I still think, Matty, that they should have signed that import goalie that you talked about a few years ago there.
Yeah.
We had Don Cheery on the air. He was an import guy, wasn't he?
Wait a minute now. Let's set it up right. So you brought Don Cheery into the studio, right?
Actually, was on the phone. He called us from his summer cottage on Wolf
I
Island.
think you were on one of your many vacations.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
what happened?
Well, I talked to Don about the Leafs training camp that year, and I was just sort of pulling his leg, and we're having some fun. And I said, Don, that new Leaf goalie looks pretty good. The young kid in training camp. He said, What new Leaf goalie? I said, I don't know, but he's stealing the show down there. Some Korean kid. And Don said, well, I haven't heard of the guy. What's his name? I said, win one soon. And anyway, Cherry hasn't talked to me since. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then about 10 seconds later, he says, okay, guys, well, we'll see you later, okay? and then Don phoned me later that day, and Don said, what the heck was the matter with that guy you're on the air with? Then a year or so later, we actually had Don come in the studio in person. And he had totally forgotten about it, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank goodness, because I've always been such a huge fan of Don Cheery's, and he's sort of my hero. And I said, well, here's a guy, he's mad at me, he won't ever talk to me again. But thank goodness he's getting old like us, and he forgot about it.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a very funny moment from the big show, for sure.
Well, first off, you were president of the original Hockey Hall of Fame for many, many years that is in Kingston and should be a bigger presence than it is, in my opinion, because Kingston was actually, we're always taking claim that that's where hockey started, right?
Well, for sure. I think we can make a very strong case. There's a number of cities that do make a case, but there was hockey played here in the 1840s, British soldiers, and we still do a reenactment game every year for that, which is unfortunately not going to happen next month as it normally would, but we've done it since 1969. And yeah, I think, Big G, you can make the case that that hockey did start here. There's some other cities who take credit, but you're right. I think as a city, we haven't done a very good job to promote that fact and really talk about our hockey history. But we were the original Hockey Hall of Fame, and that's why we call ourselves that. The NHL put the hall here back in the 1940s, and I still am associated for some 40 years and very, very proud of it. The stories that we try to tell. Right next to you, another legend. You've got Knuckles Matthews.
I know.
Yeah.
Gee. I saw him in a number of bar fights, Big G. He did very well.
Yeah.
He did very well. In Nashville, they had that chalk outline of him on the sidewalk there. He never even took a punch that night.
Guy Knuckles LeMatthews took a few punches, believe me.
Oh, yeah.
Over the course of his little career.
He tells the story about the fight he got in when we were down in Nashville, right? And he said... He said that his face hit that guy's fist so hard it was unbelievable.
Well, they used to call Matty Puff every time there was trouble. Puff, he was gone.
Yeah. You know what, Potter? Yeah. Before you leave us today, I must tell you, people think you're funny, but now you're making fun of me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, Potter.
How funny is he, Matty?
Well, you're about as funny as a clothes hamper at a nudist colony.
That'll spoil the party. Now, is the nudist colony at the gated community or the...
Yeah, the gated community. We got a little section for the nudist colony over there. Anyway, all right. It's always a pleasure, Mark, having you. And you can come on the show anytime you want. As a matter of fact, the next time we want you out here in our studio.
That'd be great. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I've always enjoyed, two of the finest guys I know, and we had so much fun on the air, and I'm so thankful that you made me a small part of it, and it's been a great ride. And I'm glad to see you guys back. I know retirement probably gets a bit boring, and you got a legion of fans out there wanting to hear what you got to say. So,
well, listen,
thank you for me today.
Let me say this about you: at 6'8", there's no small part that you play in anything.
Yeah.
I'm a little too wide to play a small part, I think.
But we do have a product that we're selling here today called the Extender, and maybe you can.
I may need to look into that, Big G.
He's even got a little magnifying glass he can sell you.
I know. I ordered one online. I got that magnifying glass.
Not to be used in the sun.
I don't want sunburn down there, that's for sure.
Well, I've got to tell you, we're going through some pretty tough times here, Mark, as you know, with this COVID, but help is on the way. We're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel now with the vaccines. And I got to tell you, I haven't seen you in a while since our big bash, but you look great, and I hope everything's going well for you.
Well, you guys as well. I appreciate that. And I know that financially you guys are well looked after in retirement. I've made Big G a millionaire, as we all know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How much did you give me to start with, Big G?
$2 million.
Oh, it's $2, okay. Well, I think if you can live to 95, we'll get back. Yeah. And, and just to close on Matty, he took all his money offshore, Big G.
He did?
He's got some in Hay Bay, some in...
North Shore, by the way.
Well, that's right. Yeah, the rest is in hard assets at the brewer's retail. So you can actually touch it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, just like old times.
Yeah, exactly. Mark, thanks a lot, buddy.
Listen, let's make 2021 a better year, and
Yeah.
great to have you guys back. Thanks very much. I appreciate
Hey,
it.
thanks, Mark, for being on the program today, Matty. That guy's got a sense of humor, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really is a funny guy and
Yeah.
a great friend, and it's actually a pleasure to have him on our show, and it won't be the last time we hear from Mr. Potter for sure.
You know, I failed to mention this, but one day Mark was he was hosting a Sports Hall of Fame dinner in Kingston, and he's a funny guy when he hosts live. And one of the honorees was a ex-NHL player I won't name, but anyway, he said, you know, that guy was so tough. How tough was he, Mark? He put 5 people in the hospital.
You did?
Yeah, 3 of them in the maternity ward. and after that, he never did host one of those dinners again.
Yeah, his MCing days were over.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
again, Potter.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Love you, buddy.
Hey, here's Ricky Storms once again, and Ricky's got another tune for us here, Matty.
Yeah, he's going to pretty much take us home almost with this song. Another original song, by the way. Redneck Motor Hotel.
Hey, sounds like a place we'd stay.
Yeah, we've been there.
Thanks a lot, guys, for having me on the show. I kind of picked this song for Big G and Matty because this is kind of up their alley, this motel. If there was ever one, I think this would be their kind. Song I co-wrote with Jimmy Patterson, goes something like this, called Redneck Motor Hotel. On my way from New York to LA, we're driving all night and we're driving all day. We're lost and hungry inside our own mind. I don't know where pops this big old neon sign. And you know what it said? Well, it said, it's a Redneck Motor Hotel. Everybody sing along. It's a Redneck Motor Hotel. It makes you feel right at home. Where there's lots of things for you to do. Ice cold beer and barbecue. Pretty girls by the swimming hole. I hope you remembered your fishing pole at the Redneck Motor Hotel. Well, that door, it flew open wide, and that big old boy, he stepped outside. He said, come on, you all, we're gonna have a ball. Just come and have a look inside. 8-point box everywhere you look. Yep, that one right there, that one's in the record book. And down the hall came the man himself, Larry the Cable Guy. I'm in heaven at the Redneck Motor Hotel. Everybody sing along, sing along. It's a Redneck Motor Hotel. It makes you feel right at home, where there's lots of things for you to do. Ice cold beer and barbecue. Pretty girls by the swimming hole. I hope you remembered your fishing pole at the Redneck Motor Hotel. Oh, everybody's at the Redneck Motor Hotel.
Thank you very much, Ricky. There you go, folks.
Yeah, buddy.
What a talented guy. Well, Biggie, I think that's just about it for today.
Yeah, it is. And let's remind everybody, folks, how to get in touch with us and to share this information with your friends. Now, for YouTube, you go to YouTube search. You hit Big G Country. And up will pop Big G and Matty. And we thank you for that. And by the way, share it to your friends. And on podcast, you can go to Apple Podcast or Podbean podcast, and you can tune us in and hit the search button there. But make sure you hit the subscribe button, because we need all the subscribers we can get here on our program.
Yeah, tell all your family, tell all your friends. We'd love to have you out there and joining us for the Big G and Matty Show. And don't forget, well, we're in a pretty difficult time right now with this lockdown, and we ask you to please stay vigilant, all right?
Absolutely. Make sure you wear your mask, wash your hands, and give 6 feet, 2 meters, and make sure you stay safe, okay? If you don't have to go out, folks, especially you elderly people, stay home.
Yeah, help is on the way, but you have to help yourself. Take it easy, my friend. We'll see you next time.
And we want to thank the producer of this program, Richard V. Moulton, who does a great job for us, and we really appreciate that. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, one of those guys behind the scenes that makes it all happen.
Big G and Matty on Big G Country.